actually have a caution out on the racetrack.
David Ragan.
David Ragan, the 6 car, up against the wall down in turn 1. A little bit of damage to the left rear.
Third quickest right there. And again, it looks to me like he may have busted something, Larry. I mean, there's a lot of fluid coming out of that number 6 car. He might want to consider cutting that engine off, because he looks like he's spraying.
So 17 minutes into this practice, caution out as David Ragan makes heavy contact. Bob?
Well, David Ragan, they've already radioed to the team, and they said they're going to go to a backup car. He came on the radio and said, guys, I don't know what the heck happened here. But David Ragan has had some mixed results here in Martinsville. Remember the first time he came here, wound up in the wall a couple times, had that little incident with Kenny Schrader, and then qualified really well in the top 5 in the spring here. So David Ragan, very disappointing here during practice. He was 3rd quick, but he has to go to a backup car.
And that's not good, because he would start 13th. He comes in here 13th in the points, so he's going to go out from 13th all the way to the back of this field. Jeff, let's take a look at this replay. This is interesting. Getting off into turn 1 almost looks like the minute he got on the brakes. You think maybe a little too much rear brake. That can make one loose under braking.
It looks like it really does. See Michael Waltrip, he's coming out here. See what he sees from inside there. He watches that 6 car go in the corner like, whoa, that didn't look good.
There comes the backup car out of the truck. But just to expand on that a little bit, these guys, one of the few things that a driver can adjust on the inside of that race car is the brake bias. These things have a master cylinder for the front brakes, one for the brakes. And you have a knob where you can put a little more rear or a little more front. Normally, you will want as much rear brake as the car can possibly stand here. But the downside to that, the more rear brake you put into it, it will make the car looser under braking getting in the corner. But a lot of times a guy will do it to make the car turn. Sometimes you step across the line and it's too loose getting in the corner.
You see work continuing as a lot of fluid was dropped from that 6 car.
I made a comment. I mean, I was a little bit upset because of watching all the stuff they're trying to clean up here right now, because David Ragan, in my opinion, should have parked his race car right there. When he pulled away from the wall, spotter needs to tell him, David, you're losing fluid. Something's busted on the oil system. He didn't need to bring that thing down the back straight away. Putting all that oil down, all the competitors now, this big hold up right now. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. I wish he'd have shut that car down.
It'd have been a lot easier to clean up one little mess than this whole big mess.
Exactly.
Don't be sorry, Jeff. Just go to Wendy.
Is Wendy down there?
Wendy, help us out here a little bit. You got a broom?
Yeah, it's a little dusty down here. This is the most sweeping I've done all year. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, all these crew guys, you need to check out this one shot here in the garage area. There's about 30 crew guys trying to sweep up the mess, as you see now, that David Ragan has brought through the garage area. The drivers were obviously upset on the radios, just scanning all the drivers saying, why in the world did we put oil everywhere? So now we have the oil on the racetrack. We have oil throughout the whole entire garage area, the length of the garage area. Now we have a sweeper that's going to come through. You see deep in that shot, there's a sweeper that's coming through. But in the meantime, all these crew guys trying to do their best to sweep away the oil and make this garage area a little bit cleaner. As you know, this is some of the smallest garage area we have on the Cup circuit. So when it gets a little slick out here, that's not good. Hey, we'll get out of the way, Stoli, from these guys trying to clean up this garage area after David Ragan laid down all this oil.
Wendy, get a broom.
No, she's a liberated woman. I like that.
Well, thank you, Steve.
She has a husband for that.
Okay.
Yeah. We are back underway on the paperclip.
Down here in the garage area with David Ragan as they go green again on the racetrack. David, I know at first you said, I don't know what happened. Have you learned what happened with the race car on the racetrack?
Just drove it into turn 1 too hard, locked up the rear brakes. We got a pretty fast AAA Ford Fusion, and looks like we're going to have to go from the back. Just made a mistake. We can still win the race. It's just going to be a lot harder now coming from the back.